Go on.
Well, besides the scene that we did see, the deleted scenes, there's like 4 hours that we have not seen. So are you able to say things? What's your favorite scene that didn't actually make it? Are you able to say that? Or?
Yeah, there was a great scene that we pitched and we wrote and we were going to put together, and Guillermo loved the idea, which was when we started setting it up, which was when Riley and Marco go in the drift for the first time and they lose it. And Gypsy starts powering up with her plasma cannon and everyone evacuates. Originally, me and Max were going to go and jump into Stryker and pin her down. Wow. And you'd have Stryker wrestling Gypsy through the Shatterdome. Oh my God. Which would have been so cool! But unfortunately, those 45 seconds would have cost about $18 million. We just didn't have the budget.
So how cool is Max Martini?
He's a dick. Martini, I mean, how good is that casting? Seriously. Like my audition, Guillermo comes in and he says, "You're not going to believe who played your father." I don't know why I do Puss in Boots every time. I'm not going to believe who's played your father. And he shows me this video. I'm like, thank God. Because somebody else got this part. And there was a 3-day overlap and he couldn't come and do it. And then when Guillermo saw me, he was like, it's clearly they're obviously related, they're both ginger for a start. It was great, and then me and Max, we see each other, we go fighting all the time now, not in the street boxing. He's one of my best buddies still, and he hates the fact that he plays my dad. Because he's only 13 years older than me.
Only 13?
Do you ever see him? Any more?
Of all of the Jaegers in the movie, if you had a choice, which one would you have wanted to drive?
Stupid question. Which one? I'll tell you what. In hindsight, I would like to drive the one that had eject capsules. I'm not sure why a Mark V didn't have a jet capsule, and Mark III did, but turns out that's the case. Obviously a Mark V is bigger, faster, stronger, better. And better looking. But the interesting pop quiz, Stryker Eureka was the original model for Gypsy Danger. Did anybody know that?
Yeah.
But Guillermo thought it was too arrogant, so they put me in.
Alright, so what's your favorite kaiju from the film?
Can't beat Slattern, can you? Slattern's a big badass, and if you've played the game, he's just that tail sweep he does. Yeah, no, Slattern, he comes up and twists his tail. Have that. Yeah, I'd probably go with Slattern. Biggest, strongest. Even a 2,000 megaton nuclear explosion didn't stop him. So I'd probably go with Slattern.
Okay, maybe a bit of a retrospective question, but a lot of people are trying to compare Pacific Rim to like the beginnings of like big sci-fi series like Star Wars or Star Trek. Like it has that small beginning, but there's a big universe behind it. Being a part of something that has that sort of potential, like in knowing where other stars have gone on from that point, how do you feel about that?
Well, it'll be great, but I won't be in it. There's always prequels. I pitched an idea to Guillermo for the sequel, and it's not going to happen, so I can probably tell you what it is. I pitched this idea like it's later, and the war's happened, and the kaiju come back. So Max Martini is now, obviously, he is the Marshal. It's Marshal Hercules Hansen. And he needs to pilot a Jaeger. They rebuild the Jaegers, and he gets in, and he can't do it because I'm not there. And every time he gets in the drift, he's just assaulted by images of me. And then towards the end of the film, when nobody else can pilot a Jaeger, he jumps in. He loses his co-pilot, who dies in the way that Diego did in the beginning. Max loses the Jaeger, and then I'm there in the drift with him. I told that idea to Guillermo, and he just went, "Are you crazy, motherfucker?" And he never meant. I think he genuinely thought I was joking, but I was so serious. Here's the interesting fact: it did better than Batman when Batman was released. You know, there are a lot of loopholes in this film, but what people fail to realize is that whilst this is what I say about Pacific Rim, it's not necessarily a good film, but it is a great one. You know, there's a lot of things that I have problems with, like at the beginning when they're knocking planes out of the sky. Fly higher. You can build plasma cannons, can you? Just build 100 around. Sorted. But that's the idea. We're taking a liberty and creating something great. The only problem I have with a sequel is, well, there's no Jaegers left.
And no
About
kaiju.
Hero Jaeger. He died in the Antiverse, and all the other Jaegers are gone. So we could go back with, you know, Tacit Ronan, Romeo Blue in the beginning, the first however many Jaegers there were, and we could do all that, which would be great, I think. But then you also know how it's going to end up. I hope they go on. I know that they are writing a sequel. I speak to Travis about it a lot. Whether it will happen or not is a long way to see. But you know, even if this is just a one-off, I don't think I'll ever be prouder of a movie in my entire life. So, all right, last question. Anyone?
What brings you to Georgia? Aside from this convention, obviously.
I'm shooting a movie in New Orleans. I'm doing a romantic comedy with me, Reese Witherspoon, and Sofia Vergara. I've got 10 days off, so my friend Lacey lives here, and I thought I'd come and visit. And now, and then tomorrow I'm going to Disney World. Damn right. I haven't been to Disney World in 20 years, so, and I also lived here 20 years ago. Long time ago. Old. So yeah, that's why I'm here, and I saw on Twitter that this was happening. I'm really, really happy to be here.
Thank you.
I'm really happy to see you guys love it as much as I love it. So thank you very much. And thank you, Gypsy Danger.